Should be relatively quick. It should be relatively quick.
Let's do it quick.
We'd like to call this meeting order. We welcome you all here today. This is the Weber County Commission meeting. Today, of course, is July 16th, 2019, and we call it to order. Thanks for being here, all of you. It's good to have you here. We'll start this meeting today with an invocation by Commissioner Harvey, a pledge of allegiance by Andy Beatles, and a thought of the day by Commissioner Ford. So, Commissioner Harvey.
Thank you. Our Father in heaven, we're grateful that we could assemble here today to conduct the business of Weber County government. We're grateful for all those who participated in this, not just that are here today, but all those behind the scenes especially, who have contributed to their part in this agenda. There are many. We're grateful for the integrity of the work, for their care, professionalism. Father in heaven, we ask a blessing on the three of us that we'll make responsible decisions today, that's watched over by Thee, and that we'll be able to have compassion and care brought upon us to be able to feel confident in those decisions. You've provided us opportunities for experience in the past, and we pray that we'll be able to draw on those experiences that are good to help with that process. We're grateful, Father in heaven, for our freedoms, especially for the veterans who have allowed that to happen for us today. And we're grateful for the settlement of this land as we approach our pioneer days, for those who have settled this area. We're grateful for this opportunity to serve, and pray that Thou will be with us this day. In the name of the Savior Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Is Andy here? There she is.
Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, in thinking about the thought for the day, first comes to mind that we have an important holiday shortly approaching, July 24th, and it made me give pause to the other celebrations and holidays we've had this past year, starting out with Memorial Day, that we celebrate our veterans, and we appreciate that the reason that we have a free country and state and county today is because of those that are brave that supported in that effort. We then had an important occasion with the 150 celebration of the railroad that brought this country together, that gave us economic opportunities to participate in what we see in the economic development today that we, in my opinion, we wouldn't have seen without that. July 4th, we celebrate our founding fathers and the freedoms we have today because of some individuals that took time out of their day lives and day-to-day lives and left their farms and put together documents that we celebrate today. And which brings us to July 24th, this next week, and gives us an opportunity in our great state and county to celebrate our ancestors and the pioneers that give us today really the bounty and the economic opportunities, the recreation opportunities that we celebrate. And so I'm just happy to recognize our pioneers. One notable event took place 100 years ago this year, actually this month, and it happened in Ogden Valley, and that was the completion of the Wheeler Creek Dam in 100 years ago this month. And that was the predecessor, as probably some people in the audience will know from their experience, predecessor to the Pine View Dam that was started in 1934. But it was because of the hard work of those pioneers in projects like the Wheeler Creek Dam that gave us the irrigation systems and the ability to use water that we have the farming capability, capacity that lasted for several generations. So I would just like to give thanks and remembrance to those pioneers on this approaching, and our ancestors for this approaching holiday, because again, we are the benefactors of a lot of hard work and efforts from a lot of different people, industries, politicians, if I might, public servants, that got us to this point today. That's my thought, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. That was a great thought. So, you know, it's interesting you bring up water and the dam. You know, when I was a state senator, I was over water for several years. And it's amazing the infrastructure that we have in this state for water and who controls it and how it's divvied out. And when you get into the detail of it, it's hard to believe that we're that well organized and that it operates as well as it does. The only thing that I ever seen my dad really get mad at in my whole life was when somebody turned the water out of the ditch ahead of time, and it was his turn on it. And you know, when you lose your head pressure, of course, it takes half hour to get it back. Right. And when you do that, you lose the bulk of your water turn. Boy, he was mad. But anyway, that's a great thought. Thank you.
Well, and there's no doubt that water has such a value to us in this state with the arid state, and you and I both sat on the Water Development Commission for several years and understand that we do have a very good system. Some people would probably put that to fault, but we have a great system for this state for the allocation of water.
I agree with that. All right. Well, thank you. That's great. So the next item up is E, public comment. We changed our agenda some time ago and put public comment at the first. So if people wanted to address us on items that were not on the agenda, that they were welcome to get up right now and talk to us about that. So we're now open for public comment if anybody would like to address the commission. I see none, so we'll go to the next item on the agenda. Unless I thought you was making a run at it. Next item is consent items. They start with approval of warrants 1870 through 1888 and 440 973 through 441165 in the amount of $1,675,126. Request for approval of purchase orders in the amount of $69,740. Request for approval of the minutes of the meeting July 9th. A request for approval of parcel number 04040-0062 as surplus property. Request for approval of policy 17.2 software licensing and licensing, copyright, and control. Request for Weber County Attorney's Office for approval of surplus office furniture. Request for Weber County Attorney's Office for approval to surplus a Glock 23. And request for Weber County Clerk Auditor Elections Office for approval of a poll worker for the 2019 primary election. Commissioners, are there any questions or discussion on those items?
I don't have any questions.
Don't you? I'm open for a motion then.
Could, before we make that
Oh, okay.
motion, could
I'm
we
sorry,
go to Lynn?
Taylor. Yeah, I always forget to go to you, Lynn.
Not a
Go
problem,
ahead.
Commissioner. Thank you. We had, as you mentioned, 212 warrants totaling $1.675 million. The largest of these, 32%, or $529,000, went to Wasatch Regional Landfill for disposal. 12%, or $209,000, to Ogden City for WACOG special projects. 12%, or $200,000, to Ogden, Roy, and Weber Fire Districts for contracted paramedic services. We also had 11 purchase orders totaling just under $70,000. Largest of these, 41%, or $28,000, went to IT for network switches and sonic wall maintenance renewal. 22,000, or 32%, went to the library for audiovisual materials and open orders on signs and toner for public printing. And finally, 7%, or 5,000, went to the weed department for herbicides. Those are the largest of those.
Thank you, Lynn. I did have one question on that, and that was on page 2. There was a check for $8,400 for Maureen Bachman, and that didn't mean anything to me. So I had these guys look that up, and of course, just like that, they're back to me. And Maureen Bachman was the acquisition agent that we used to buy several land parcels. They were not large, and they were right away, and anyway, so those were her commissions. Right. So you might, or you're probably familiar with her.
I know her.
Yeah, I didn't. So anyway, so that's what that was.
Commissioner, with that, I'd make a motion that we accept the consent items, item F on our agenda, as presented today.
Second that.
Okay. I have a motion and a second on consent items. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? See none. Very good. Under action items G, item 1 is a request for approval of a contract by and between Weber County and the Weber Housing Authority to provide ongoing administrative support to the Weber Housing Authority. Mrs. Andy Beatles. So I see
Good morning,
by
Commissioners.
the paperwork that it's actually Andrea.
Andrea is my real name.
Okay, and you go by Andy.
I do.
That's good, Andy.
Only my mom calls me Andrea when I'm in trouble. So we,
You might be in trouble. You don't know yet.
I know. I'll know if you call me Andrea.
That's right.
So I'm presenting this MOU between the Weber Housing Authority and Weber County to provide ongoing administrative support. So Weber County, this is for a period of 5 years, and Weber County has been providing administrative support to the Weber Housing Authority for 10 years. We are incredibly grateful for the support that the county offers, including legal and the purchasing department and accounts payable, and then administrative support for oversight of the Weber Housing Authority. So do you have any questions for me about the MOU?
Commissioners?
No, I don't.
No, we've discussed a little bit in our work session, and I think we're in a good place. I'm really, really happy. You know, Andy has been, she doesn't just do a good job, she cares. A lot of people can go through the mechanics, but to have somebody that cares is the next step up, and we really appreciate what you do.
Thank you. It really is a good partnership, and I couldn't do it without the support of the county.
Thanks, Andy. We appreciate that. We've enjoyed working with you, and we have more projects that are on the docket to come up in the near future.
Yeah.
So we'll see you again.
Okay.
Commissioner?
With that, Commissioner, I'll make a motion that we approve item G on our agenda G1 contract between Weber County and Weber Housing Authority to provide ongoing administration support to the Weber Housing Authority.
And I'd be happy to second that, Mr. Chair. I would like to make a comment to
Go ahead,
Ms. Beatles, if I could. So
Of course.
I'm fortunate to sit on that, the Housing Authority Board. And housing is something that's, in my opinion, is very critical to every county, especially this county, as we look at our demographics. And with Andy's leadership on that, we've really, in my opinion, advanced the ball substantially over the last several years that I've had some association, and Gloria, of course, has been on that board. And so we have some great tie-ins with the Olene Walker and housing, and I see that she's now working hand in hand with our intergenerational poverty, Melissa, and they are tied together, because without housing, we have less opportunity to get these individuals in the position they need to be. So I'm proud to second that, and would look forward to what Andy does over the next several years in making sure that Weber County has a good position in making housing available for every level of the housing, not just the top level. So
Yes.
I appreciate her efforts.
Thanks,
Thank
Commissioner.
you, Commissioner. That's a great comment. Well, with that, I have a motion and a second.
Yes, you
All in
do.
favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. That's unanimous. Item 2 is request for approval of a resolution of the County Commissioners of Weber County appointing a trustee to the Roy Water District.
Good morning.
Miss Stacy Skeen, this is.
I received notice to post for the Roy Water Conservancy District due to the passing of one of their members in District 2. So I posted, and you have received 3 eligible applications, and it will be, this was posted as a midterm vacancy to fulfill the term of Tommy Smith, who recently passed. So this person their term would expire December 31st of 2022.
Thank you, Stacy. I should make note in there of our condolences to Tommy and to his family. I had no idea he was even sick. He was here not long ago at our meeting. And anyway, I've known him for years and years and years, and what a great guy. So he'll be missed. Very good. Commissioners?
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I'm prepared to make a motion if you'd like.
Yeah, I am. Please.
Thank you. So I have a letter that I think we've all received from the Conservation District, signed by Mr. Jay Cottle, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. And his, or the trustees' recommendation, I should say, would be that we put forth the name of Mark W. Olin to fill that board's choice on this particular appointment. I'm not familiar with any of these individuals, but it appears that they're all very well qualified, but that being the recommendation from the Conservation District itself, I'd make that motion.
Very good. Have a motion?
Second with a comment.
Yes.
You know, I'm familiar with a couple of the gentlemen on here, but I did some calling around to some other water districts and some friends, and 3 very, very good men. The district, or Mr. Cottle, as you mentioned, Gage, signed a letter. I know he has support from other members in that district, but the name Mark Olin is also a name from other district representatives that seems to be one who's well qualified and would do well in that position. So, you know, I can also say that some of the other 2 gentlemen, both John Cordova and James Openshaw, have served and done other things and done a wonderful job. And so, no reflection on what they are, but just I think Mark seems to be the one who maybe is just a titch better qualified here, and so I'm happy to second that motion.
Very good. I have a motion and a second. This is Resolution 47. Fatima?
Commissioner Harvey,
Aye.
Commissioner Frohr,
Aye.
and Chair Jenkins.
Aye. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy.
Mr. Chair, I
Resolution.
think we have some members from the Roy Water Conservation District. It might be appropriate to have them stand for
Sure.
recognition.
Would you gentlemen care to stand? We thank you for being here today, all of you. Let's see. The chair is. Well, Mark, glad to meet you. Well, congratulations on your
Stand since he
appointment.
just got appointed.
stand up, yeah.
Chad. All right, he's the chair. Welcome here today.
I guess that is green.
Oh, now you can see it, huh?
A little better.
He wrote me a little note here that says Chad's in the back row in the yellow shirt.
And wait a second. And he said, "Well, what? I don't see a yellow shirt." He says, "Are you colorblind?" And I said, "Yeah. As a matter of fact, I am." And so, no, that's okay.
That's definitely
Very
great.
colorblind, and that's all right.
No, I didn't say. I says, for hell's sakes, are you colorblind? He says, yeah, I am. Oh man, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry about
Anyway,
that.
Good to have you all here today, gentlemen. Thank you. We appreciate your interest in this, and it's a great district out there.
I didn't-
All right, item number 3. Request.
I might.
Well,
Just a
you
second.
want to say something?
Just,
Please
Mr.
do.
Chair, it's a beautiful pink shirt you have on today. Just saying. Okay.
Oh, that's life. So we all have things we struggle with. Don't we?
Yeah.
Item number 3 is a request for approval of contract by and between Weber County and Chad Prather, CP Entertainment, for the entertainment at 2019 County Fair.
Good
Ashton?
morning.
Good morning. How are
Morning.
you?
Good. So Chad is going to be our headlining entertainment for Friday. So we've replaced the comedian with the typical concert. So the total is for 11,600, and that includes we're going to take care of his hotel rooms, and then I've been going back and forth with Bree and purchasing and making sure we were just going to include his flights in the purchase price. So they were going to take care of that themselves. So pretty basic, straightforward. The contract was surprisingly simple and easy to deal with, and we're excited to have him.
He's a comedian, right?
Yes, yep, he's a comedian.
Is he funny?
He's very funny.
Okay, well, that'll answer that for me.
Some here are closer to be.
Right.
That's true.
Some of us are just funny looking. Mr. Chair, if you're ready for a motion, I'll move that we approve the contract by and between Weber County and Chad Prather with CP Entertainment for the 2019 Weber County Fair. And that takes place on what night again, Ashton?
That is Friday, so the
Friday
9th.
night. Thank you.
I'd second that.
Good, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 It's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. So Ashley, hold on. You can't get out of here that fast. So give us a little rundown, as long as you're standing right there, how the fair's lining up and what you think.
It's good. We're about 22 days away, so it's going to be here.
Not that you're counting, huh?
Yeah, real soon. I'm just kind of waiting. We've got a bunch of contracted help that I'm trying to prod to get those back, but we've got all of our entertainment lined up. We've got lots of traction on social media with the bullfights and the Indian relay races, and we're selling derby tickets like crazy. And so we've been checking the weather, and looks like it's 90 degrees, so that's better than 100, but as long as it doesn't rain, we're good. So it's looking good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year was hot, you remember?
Yes, it was very hot.
This is the first time the Indian relay races have been in the state of Utah. A lot of people have, for years, decades, have gone up to Idaho or to North or South Dakota to watch them. And now they're coming right to their backyard. They're coming home
Yeah. There
to
you
their
go.
backyard. And if you've never seen them, to YouTube's one thing, but to see them live in person, to quote my fellow commissioner, boy, that's the dangest thing I've ever seen.
It is amazing to watch
Yep.
that.
And those are
We're-
Friday and Saturday, so that's 2 days.
Yeah, we're
great.
excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So when we look at the county fair, there's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy this year you've created. and,
Yes.
we thank you for that and
Yeah.
your efforts.
My job.
That's true.
Yep.
Thank you, Ashley.
Okay, thanks, guys.
You bet. Oh, it's good to have a report like that. All right. Finally, request for approval contract by and between Weber County and Amanda Harris for the properties designer at the Ogden Musical Theater production of Peter Pan. Cassie's not here.
I think Marty can do that.
Marty, do you know anything about this?
I can ballpark it.
This is Marty Smith.
Hi, thank you, Commissioners. This is one of the last things to put in place to get our musical theater launched over at the theater, which opens July 25th, Peter Pan. This is one of the people that will build that beautiful set you'll see on stage.
Yeah, we're excited about this. This is going to be a tremendous production this year, and we hear nothing but good things, so this is going to be exciting.
Well, it takes a lot of working parts to make Peter Pan fly through the air and bring a ship in and out on stage and,
Yeah,
all that stuff. So it should be fun.
good.
Sounds good, Mr. Chair. You ready for a motion?
I'm ready for a motion.
Thank you. I'd move to approve the contract by and between Weber County and Amanda Harris for a property designer at the Ogden Musical Theater's production of Peter Pan. I'm also looking forward to that production.
Good.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Very
Thank you.
good. Thank you, Marty. We appreciate that. Commissioner comments? Do either of you care to say any more?
I think I'm good.
Me too.
Wow.
You believe that?
I'm not sure that as a group, we've been here when nobody's wanted to say, I got to say something. I just can't let that go by. It's very seldom that you two are speechless.
Well, I'm not really speechless, but I just would save my comments for a later day, maybe.
Okay.
I'll say something.
Okay, here we go. I knew.
Well, I know.
You couldn't
It's
resist.
great. Well, it's great. We had a work session on Monday. And since we've got another district here, we had a work session with the three of us. It's posted and it's through the open meetings law. And we went into that work session at 10 a.m. We took a break at 2:15. At 2:15, we took a break and went right back into another meeting at 2:30, and we got done at 4:30, from one to the other. And it's great. While we don't always agree with everything with each other, I have a profound respect for the two that I work with. That's a great, great feeling. And in the end, you see what happened today in today's meeting as a result of that. It's a wonderful, for me, a wonderful work experience, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chair, you egged me on, so.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I just want to say that, I think we all understand there's a lot of exciting things happening here in Weber County. We've got some really large issues that we are looking at for the future that I'm excited about being a part of. And I'm excited about a lot of the events that we have coming up with the rodeo and the fair and what we have. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but it's going to be a busy another 4 or 5 weeks, it appears, and that's great. And I think it's great for the citizens as well to get out and participate and give them the opportunities to participate in these activities that Marty and his group put together, as well as the other departments we have in this county. So I think that bodes well for everybody in this county.
I agree with that, Commissioner. Those are great comments, both of you. And I agree, Commissioner Harvey, the feelings are mutual. I love working with you two. You're both very professional in the things that you do, and we're reaching new heights in this county. I'm just amazed some of the things that are happening and have happened. Commissioner Farrar, we've got this economic development off the ground that's just started, and we've opened up, and already there's a lot happening, a lot of energy there. So I'm excited about it. The good things are happening right now. Well, very good. With that, I'd accept a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending, folks. Today was good seeing y'all.